Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Glad you stopped by. I want to do my first book review for you today. And I'm so excited about this book that I picked for my first review. It may seem a little self-serving, and I guess it kind of is, but this is one of my all-time favorite books, and I just had to get it out of the way first. So this book is by one of my absolute favorite authors, Neil Gaiman. And you'll find throughout the course of watching videos on my channel that I talk a lot about Neil Gaiman. I'm a huge fan. If there's a bigger fan out there, they'd have to prove it to me. I just love everything of Neil's that I've read, and there really isn't a book that I would say I have not liked. Some more than others, but I've always liked his books. But this book, this book is right at the top of my list, and that is The Ocean at the End of the Lane. This book is so amazing, such a great story, and it's really short. It's super short. You can easily read it in a 24-hour period. I did. Maybe I'm kind of crazy, but I did. I just couldn't put it down. It was that good. So this book follows an older man, I'm guessing maybe in his mid-40s. It doesn't really say because it's taken from the first person, so you're following along with this man as he's telling the story. He goes home to his hometown that he grew up in as a child for a funeral. And as he arrives at the town, it's like a vault has opened because all of his memories of growing up in this town as a child start flooding back to him. And he's specifically drawn to this old farmhouse at the end of a road where he had known a girl growing up. And this girl had always said that the pond out in back of the house was an ocean. And he starts having all of these memories flood back to him about the adventures they had and the very weird happenings that went on as a result of his association with this girl. It has a very ghostly and ethereal feel to it. The writing is very personal. And you get that from some of Neil Gaiman's books, but this one is especially personal. You almost get the feeling that maybe this is even Neil putting himself in this man's shoes and telling his story. But it's very poignantly written. He really tugs at your heartstrings on many occasions. There's a very subtle darkness to the story that permeates the room even. I mean, when you're reading this book, at least with me this happened, I felt like I was there. I felt like these things were happening around me. And that's the beauty and brilliance of Neil's writing. He has a way of doing that, but I haven't really encountered as much as I did in this book. Do yourself a favor, if you are a Neil Gaiman fan at all, pick up this book if you have not already read it. If you have never read Neil Gaiman, this is a great introduction to his books, and you owe it to yourself to at least read one of his books. I mean, come on. He's really well known. He has an amazingly iconic voice too. So if you're into audiobooks, I purchased the audiobook. Well, okay, I can't say I purchased it. I got it for free as part of my Audible trial, but I knew I was going to get that for my Audible trial, so I'd have the companion audiobook. So yeah, you caught me. I didn't buy it, but buy it. If you like audiobooks, it's an amazing audiobook, and what's even better, because it's Neil Gaiman reading his own audiobook, there's just nothing like it. I mean, especially if you have the hard copy, you can sit there and read along with Neil, and it's like Neil Gaiman is reading you a bedtime story. You know, if you've ever wanted Neil Gaiman to read you a bedtime story, get his audiobooks. There's just nothing better. So I highly recommend this book. I can't say more good about it. And get to know Neil Gaiman too. He's quite the character, very unique. And that's what makes him so brilliant, because there's just no one that really writes like him in the industry. If you're a fan, if you've read this book, let me know in the comments what your thoughts were. You know, feel free to disagree with me. There's always going to be people that don't like a book. It happens. Some books aren't for everybody. You know, you have to write to a specific audience, and not everybody's going to be that audience. So, you know, if you disagree with my review, you know, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'd love to read your thoughts and get some input. I'm always open to other people's thoughts on things. If you haven't read the book, or if you want more information on Neil Gaiman, I'd be more than happy to post some links down below so that you can get an idea of what he's like. So let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. I will probably do an author deep dive later on down the road for Neil, because he just warrants that type of deep dive. All right, so Ocean at the End of the Lane, pick it up. Don't hesitate. As soon as you're done with this video, hit up Amazon or go to your local bookstore, which is even better, and grab yourself a copy. I'm waiting here until you do it. I'm just kidding, of course, but you owe it to yourself. Grab a copy. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day.